Here's Iga Swiatek showing us how to take time away from your opponent. If you're a high-level player, this is absolutely critical to helping you win more matches. Now, this video is courtesy of 12K GP Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I put their link in the description below. So let's watch this point, and then we'll analyze it. All right, Swiatek and Bouzkova. Let's first look at the service motion of Swiatek. Now, she has quite a high toss, and the way we know that is we use a toss timer. So we put the timer down. What I like to see with players is that their toss timing is somewhere between 0.6 and 0.9 seconds. What you do there is you put a timer when the ball is at the top of the head, and you start the timer and see how long it takes for them to contact the ball. And she contacts a little over 1 second. To me, that's too high of a toss. I wouldn't tell her to lower her toss, really. Number one in the world. And, she knows what she's doing. But when it comes to recreational players, try to stay under 0.9 seconds. It's just easier to time it. And the second thing you'll notice is her motion. Obviously, this is a side spin serve, right? She's hitting side spin on this ball. But look at the direction she's swinging. She's swinging toward this guy right here. Right, she's not swinging the direction she wants that ball to go. So it's important when you're hitting side spin, if you're right-handed, you want the ball to go this way, you need to swing this way. You swing off to the right of your target. And yes, she is pronating. You're going to pronate on every serve, whether flat, slice, kick, doesn't matter. All right, so the return goes to Iga's forehand. Now right here, Iga hits the ball down the line. And she's doing that because what you'll notice with the pros is they try to get the ball into their opponent's backhand side. And then if they're right-handed, they will move over and try to dominate with their forehand. So she's hitting the ball to Bouzkova's backhand to try to get the ball to go cross court. She can move around it, and then she can blast it inside out or inside in and really dictate with her forehand standing on the ad side of the court. But Bouzkova hits the ball down the line, and it's a deep shot. You'll notice that Swiatek actually moves backwards slightly, and she ends up farther behind the baseline. Like, look how close to the baseline Swiatek is now, and then look where she is. She's quite far behind the baseline. So it was smart then for Swiatek to hit this ball cross court. But here's something even better. Notice all the spin she's putting on this ball. She actually has this ball peak on her side of the court. So the ball is actually peaking right now, and that's on her side of the court. That way, as the ball crosses the net, it's already dropping. And by doing this, she actually gets to hit a better and sharper angle. You notice the ball goes just past the service line and leaves the court using the single sideline. Now, Bouzkova is in major trouble. So she was on this side of the court and she hit down the line. So by doing that, she actually left this open, and Swiatek took advantage of that. So when you see your opponent in this position, and she's running, hard off the court, expect a higher ball. So I would love in this scenario if Swiatek actually moved forward inside the baseline. Now she didn't. She hangs back behind the baseline, but Bouzkova does pop the ball up, and we'll see that. She hits the ball up really high, and that's going to give her time to get back inside the court. So let's see by hitting high how long it takes for Swiatek to hit the ball. So let's see. She hits the ball really high, and let's see when Swiatek hits the ball. So Swiatek is hitting the ball right now. So 2.3 seconds. That is because the ball went high in the air, and because the ball went high in the air, it gave Bouzkova time to get back into the court. But it wasn't enough time, and here's why. You'll notice what Swiatek does, and Swiatek really takes advantage of this high floating ball. Look how Swiatek steps inside the court into no man's land, and she hits this ball on the rise. What I see most recreational players do is their opponent hits a high ball, and the ball's going to land somewhere in no man's land. In fact, let's see exactly where this lands. Yep, just past the service line, and they allow the ball to come to them. So it bounces up, then it comes back down to them, and the opponent then, the player waits for that ball to come to them. Swiatek, a great player, she's moving inside the baseline to take this ball early. And she's playing this ball above net level on purpose. This is not easy to do, but you got to practice it if you want to learn this, especially if you're a high-level player. She takes the ball early to reduce the time that Bouzkova has to react to this ball or even, cut off an angle. But she's allowing Swiatek is allowing this ball to get above net level. That way she can drive this ball and she doesn't have to lift it. So you'll notice she drives this ball short cross court. The ball lands in the service box completely on purpose. She is getting this ball above net level so she can get the ball to leave the court at an angle, and Buzkova has no chance. In this scenario, if you, as the recreational player watching this, if you see that you hit a ball that's really, well struck and your opponent's way off the court and you expect them to go in, hit a high ball, I want you to move inside the court and get that next ball out of the air. It'll actually be easier. And I would love if Swiatek did that. I think that's something she could absolutely have done. Maybe she was taking it easy on Buzkova just because it is a practice match and she's like, I'll make it a little more difficult on myself just to kind of keep the fun of it and not just look for easy points. But the fact that she moves in, takes the ball early, is a great way of reducing the amount of time that your opponent has, and subsequently, she wins the point. Now, if you'd love to use the same strategies the pros use to win their matches, then you got to pick up the Singles Playbook by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. It's all broken down by the type of opponent you play against, and it's over 50 pages, strategy after strategy. And what's really cool is each page comes with a QR code, so you can watch a video of exactly how to use each strategy. Just use my link in the description and pinned in the first comment. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, or if you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2minute tennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Be willing to step inside the court to take time away from your opponent. You do this, there's no doubt. You're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.